From the summit of Mount Monadnock, it's beyond obvious that pretty much the whole of New England is inside of a gigantic, thriving forest. And nonetheless, if I may indulge in half a cliche, from down here in the regular world, we can easily see the hundreds of trees, but almost always forget and remain unaware and unable to see the actual forest. But I try to remember this, even though it will almost never change a thing about the nature of my day, neither my plans and obligations, nor the unpleasant surprises that will inevitably arise to meet me. It doesn't change the organization of our society, or the petty squabbles that acquaintances everywhere are having right this minute. And yet somehow, even if I can't lock it to a formula or definition, or even clearly articulate a purpose, remembering that I live in the midst of a gigantic, growing, temperate forest does make a difference. Because if nothing else, when I remember it, I can see it.
And so together, right now, for the next few minutes, let's make an attempt to do exactly that. To remember, and thus to see. We'll start by closing our eyes, taking some deep, peaceful, clarifying breaths. Breathing deep, in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. Continue breathing like this. As you breathe, feel your body relax, starting with the top of your head, moving down your face, your jaw, your neck. With each breath, letting go of your existing tension, letting it fall away, letting it sink lower and lower, down your shoulders and back, your chest and sternum, your abdomen, pelvis and hips, down your arms to your fingers, down your legs to your toes. Now, here in this place, acknowledge the part of your consciousness that's most familiar, the one that's constant, the one that seems fixed, no matter what comes, the one that's been with you since you were a small child, first becoming aware of your thoughts. Take comfort in acknowledging this presence, its consistency, for it reminds us that everything is always all right.
Secure in that guarantee of familiarity and peace, we release ourselves from our positions in this room and we begin to rise, rising above our bodies, rising above the ceiling, rising above the roof. Higher and higher you go, your house growing smaller, your view widening to expose all the other houses on the street, then all the other streets, until you have a full picture of your entire town. From this height, just as though you're on the summit of the mountain, you can no longer deny that you're located in the middle of a forest. It's already become obvious. But this is not merely our forest. It's not merely New England's forest or even the Great North Forest. For you're looking upon the all forest, the forest of the world, the forest that exists outside of time, in all places, in all eras, since Earth's emergence into its present form. Over the rolling hills and valleys of this forest, You begin to soar, fast or slow, high or low, whatever feels right. Soak in the beauty of the forest. Take in its eternal and liminal nature. Feel yourself at home in it as you fly.
For this is your home. This is where you spend your days. It's where you live your life. In normal existence, we know it not. But you see it now as you begin to fly lower, enough that you can see all the individual trees distinctly, perhaps even getting a hint of some of their personalities. That's when you start noticing here and there the big clearings now apparent, but still too small and covered to be noticed from a great height. And when you see your clearing, you know it immediately. It's as familiar to you as the forest itself, as familiar even as that part of your voice inside that's been with you since the beginning. It calls to you, for it is yours. It belongs to you, and you belong to it. Go towards it. Let yourself slowly descend to the soft, life-filled ground at its center.
You find as you land that it's a glowing twilight in the forest, in your clearing. It's a regular forest clearing, except for the lights at the four corners. Giant tree-like pillars rising above the rest and marking north, south, east, and west. Each pillar crowned by a brilliant white ball of starlight. Can you see anything else in your clearing? Is there any altar or shrine? Bench, table of stone? Are there flowers, sculpted hedges, other plants? Are there any beings come to greet you with news or aid? Look around this clearing. It's yours and yours alone. Taking in everything you find there in this twilight, starlit glow.
And there's something more that's important for you to see and know in this forest today. Feel yourself forming into a small and zippy ball of yellow light. Shoot up from your clearing. Shoot up at blazing speed. You have limitless agility, blasting over the forest again, zipping this way and zagging that. And this time you really see. This time you really discover all those other clearings, all lit up with starlights at their corners, all of them belonging to another light being like you. You see once more, you are never alone in this forest. In fact, you see other balls of light up here with you too, all zipping about this way and zagging that, just like you. Greet the others who are seeking and flying. Greet the clearings below. Greet the others to whom they belong. Greet them with boundless goodwill. Greet them with benevolence. Greet them with the sincerest of all the world's well wishes. Truly, we are all here together, zipping about this forest. It's hardly even hard to see. But
today's time here is, alas, not eternal. We Again, you feel the pull of the clearing all your own. And you, the little bouncy ball of light energy, zip straight back there. No one has to tell you the way. Even though you've hardly been keeping track of your path since you left, you just know. And you get there, returning to your ordinary shape as you reach the ground. You take another sacred moment to observe or encounter anything that's there for you in this natural sanctuary, open and accepting, regardless of what it might be, regardless of how it perhaps challenges and contradicts your prejudices and expectations as to what you should find. And if you encounter little beyond a beautiful, mystical clearing in a forest at twilight, be open and accepting of that as well. Disappointment has no home here. Every possible experience is equally valuable and meaningful here. Let what comes come. You say a quiet prayer of thanks and respect to this clearing and the forest that holds and nurtures it, bending down to touch the earth here, rising to mark a small smudge of soil on the center of your forehead.
As quickly as you came in, though not nearly as fast or unrestrained as we can be in our ball of light form, you fly as a mere clumsy human once more up out of the clearing. Higher and higher, cascading, soaring high above this forest until at last all timelessness falls away. You once again recognize all this as our forest, our New England, eventually our little corner of it, and then our town, and this neighborhood, and this street, and this house. And we descend carefully and evenly back down through our airspace, reaching the roof and passing through it, and the rest of the space above us, returning awareness to your actual body. Wiggle your fingers and toes, feel your limbs and muscles and torso and face, and open your eyes.